Alright chat, almost a year ago I built this starter home for Bloxburg, and you can find it in the pre-built section over here. It's called Retro Revival, worth $70,000, and in all honesty it doesn't look too bad. It's just there are a lot of things that I could definitely fix on this. No, considering that I had a lot of constraints to deal with, I think this is not too bad, but you know, it could be better. So how about we make it better by renovating it. So if you're not familiar with this house already, it was a pre-built that Bloxburg developers asked me to build so they could feature it as obviously a pre-built, and they handed me these requirements which were honestly kind of hard to follow, and so I made that pre-built as it was. Now everybody knows down in their little hearts that I can definitely do better. See, that was me from 9 months ago, and that was me from 9 months ago, so I should be 9 months better, right? I guess we're just gonna have to find out. So first things first, we're gonna chuck the roof away because that thing was garbage before. Basically, when I was first building the starter house, we weren't allowed to use basic shapes, and now we are because I'm quote-unquote renovating it. Now I know you guys are probably gonna call this a rebuild, but it actually kind of isn't because hear me out, I didn't touch any of the walls. You know, usually I always touch the walls. I always just delete them, knock them out or something, and I changed the entire shape of the house. But no, this time we're not doing that. We're gonna leave the original layout and we're gonna just add more stuff to it. So as you can see, we're adding this little thick wall out at the front, and that's my evidence that I did not touch any of the walls. So if it looks any different in the end, it's probably because I did a good job renovating it. Pretty sure I spent a good chunk of the recording just working on this front roof section, and that's because I wasn't sure what kind of shape I wanted to go for. Obviously I wanted to keep the kind of uneven A-frame that I had in the pre-built, but I also wanted to make it somewhat more unique and just more refined. So I ended up fiddling around with this for like maybe 30 or so minutes, and the entire raw footage of this was like around 2 hours long, which, if I'm gonna be honest, isn't that long for a starter home renovation. Usually I take a lot longer, especially for houses that are like this detailed. It usually takes me a long time. But that being said, I also don't have the interior, and I do apologize that I will be keeping this a two-part video, and my reasons for that are because I'm kind of backed up on schoolwork and I low-key forgot to record, so I'm doing this the night before it's supposed to be posted. And two, I think I spent way too long on the exterior just to, you know, cram everything into one video. Chat, cut me some slack, because to be fair, I did dedicate a long period of time just to get this out, and I'm actually really happy with the results. But anyways, back to the building. As you can see, we're still working on the roof, and I can't really figure out what kind of slant I want, like if I wanted it to be more, you know, aggressive. And you'll see later on when I work on the garage that this becomes a little bit of a problem. Actually, you know what, I'll skip over to that because, you know, this is kind of irrelevant. It's just me working on the front facade. But if you guys want a rundown summary, I basically take the same roof technique that I used in like the past 3 builds. So that's taking 2 long basic shapes and then layering them so you can have one side that's different from the other, and then just rotating it to be your roof. So now we're moving on over to the left side, where initially I had this plus shaped looking roof. So on the original pre-built I had 4 slanted roofs, and the entire house basically makes a plus shape. So I tried doing that here. As you can see, I'm trying to rotate the roof so the gable actually points to the left side, and at first it worked, but I also thought about the hassle that it would be to kind of merge the 2 roofs together. So I eventually ditched that idea and went for a different one. So I'm gonna start by extending the roof all the way to the back just to get everything laid out, and this would kind of be the base for the general shape of the left side that I'm gonna do. And so one of the first things that I tried doing was extending the roof just downwards so I could have the garage overhang, but that didn't end up working because it was just too low. So what I ended up doing was raising the main roof, kind of separating it from the side, and basically what this lets me do is just extend the roof portions that I have all the way down without having the garage overhang being too low. Man, I just love nerding out on builds. So as you can see, after extending all of the roof segments, it kind of looks something like this, which is already looking really good, and the height down there is actually tall enough for a car, so that's even more perfect. But now we're moving on to the somewhat difficult part, where I actually had to fill in this space without making it, you know, pop out kind of weirdly. So I did this by using a bunch of basic shapes, and then I eventually went and stacked a bunch of wedges and more wedges and upside down wedges just to fill in the gap between the roofs. So it's more or less of a hollow section, and it's kind of raised. And then all I had to do after that was just copy and paste it over to the other side. And so at this point I started working on some of the roof detailing, and something I really wanted to do was add these roof supports that just kind of find themselves decals every meter or so, or every grid slot or so. So that way the roof actually looked like it was being supported and it's just not floating. Because a lot of the time when it comes to Bloxburg, people just have floating roofs and there's like absolutely zero support to it and it just doesn't look right. And that was kind of the case for this. Just because the roofs were so thin, you definitely need a support just to keep it up. So I added these dark gray horizontals, and then I also added a roof trim just to finish it off. Once I got that done, I just repeated it for every single roof that I placed so far. You know, I feel like my videos are becoming more and more educational. Low-key, I don't know if that's a good thing, because sometimes when it comes to Bloxburg, detailed building drives other people away, or there's something about the simplicity that is Bloxburg that is, you know, just a little more appealing than the detailed builds. Like, using decals is not always good, and being too detailed is not always good. Like, I kind of miss seeing those generic old 2018 builds. Like, this entire video is me turning what looks like a 2018 build into a 2025 build. But back to the building, it's actually kind of taking shape, especially with the windows on the left side. I think that was definitely a really good touch. And then just the contrast between the left and right side, there being so much window and then so little window, I think it works really well. And I continue to do that throughout the entire house, especially on the right side, because the right side is going to be the living room and then a single bedroom. So obviously in the bedroom you would have the smaller windows, and then the living room you would have the bigger windows. Very explainable. But before we do that, we gotta do the entire backside. So for the backside, it was actually kind of simple. It's just the front elements but replaced and reversed. So all I really had to do was copy and paste the front side and then just move it to the back. But I will say for the backside, something I didn't focus on was, you know, the aesthetics back here. I kind of just left it as is. It's more or less of a Noel back, so not as much detail and not as much logic, but even then it still turned out looking really good. It's basically the front side but nerfed really hard. Man, after going back and looking at some of this footage, I kind of wish Bloxburg had me do this but now instead, because I just feel like I would have produced something so much better. And if this were able to get into the pre-built page, I honestly would love that, and I think almost everyone would probably buy this. But to be fair, if you skip to the end, you'll see how much this costs and then you'll think twice. Like, for a 2-bedroom, 1 basement, and then 2 bathroom, it should not be costing this much. Maybe in real life, but definitely not in Bloxburg. Wait, but actually it doesn't seem that bad, because initially it was like 70k just for the pre-built, and okay, you know what, I'm gonna spoil it. At the end it's like 220, 250k, so it's not that big of a price increase in my opinion, especially when it turns out getting such a facelift. Okay, wait, no, I placed the car on the plot, so that's like 55k or something. So we actually take away 55k and then it's like 190k. So for a little more than double the price, you're getting something that looks like this. Okay, that's actually really good. Wait, I have a midterm next week. Oh my god, I'm actually cooked. All right, returning to the build, guys. We're working on the backside still, and we're copying the windows that we did at the front. So those 3 slanted windows, we're just basically pasting them to the back. You can actually see the accumulation of all the building techniques from the past builds that I've done, and the progression's actually there. Bro, this actually just makes me smile. Man, I'm such a nerd. But anyways, finishing up that part of the roof, we're moving on to the hardest part of the roof, which is the right side. And the reason I struggled with this was just because some of the geometry was just not matching up, and it was really hard to make the roof flush. And you'll see what I mean by that. But first, we're gonna get the main shape of the A-frame done. So first thing I did was raise up the walls on both sides, just a teensy bit, because I do expect the roof to be a little higher. And then after that, I made this wraparound porch, because that's pretty much all of the area that the roof is gonna cover. And then before I actually started on the roof, I worked on some of the windows out at the front, because I was also thinking about how the roof would match the walls that I would make down here. So I basically just copied the same window design that I had on the left side, just to make like a full glass facade type thing, because I thought that was really cool, and it was part of like the mid-century modern vibe. You know, I felt like the first pre-built that I made wasn't really mid-century modern, even though it used all the furniture items. The entire exterior just doesn't feel like mid-century modern. So I definitely think I nailed it here. And as you can see, I haven't actually deleted any of the walls. The only thing I have changed in this house is the roof. I'm telling you, it's a full-on renovation. Actually, I'm not sure if deleting the roof counts as a renovation, but to be fair, every other renovation that I've done included deleting the roof. So I better not see any comments saying this is not a renovation, this is a full-on rebuild, because I'm gonna crash out. Anyways, we're actually getting to the part where I work on the roof, and it's basically the same process I followed earlier. I make a rail, and then I copy and paste a bunch of these pre-built roof sections that I make. Low-key, I'm not sure how to explain this fully, but it's basic geometry. Like, you just rotate stuff, and then you put everything on one basic shape so you can copy it, and then you just copy paste it on the rail. It's the simple things. I guess you could describe them as like wings, and then I'm just pasting them along this rail. But yeah, getting the main roof done up until the point where they intersect was pretty easy. It was just a matter of transforming things just to have it overhang. But this intersection was what drove me nuts. nuts. So if you're trying to rebuild this at all, I really do not recommend, and I will try to push for Bloxburg to include this in one of the pre-builds when it's finished, but I do doubt they're gonna add it. But yeah, this intersection drove me nuts because the one roof, or the two roofs actually, they just weren't aligning. Like even using triangles, they weren't, you know, connecting properly. And what sucks about the wedges is that they don't resize to lower than 0.5 width. So if I transformed it low enough, it would actually protrude into the interior walls or the interior roof, which really wasn't ideal. So the way around this was just fiddling around with it more, and I don't know, there wasn't a way around this. It was just really annoying to build. But eventually I got it, and it looks something like this, which honestly isn't too bad, but the second you step inside it is bad. So when it comes to the interior, I really have no idea how to section out the layout. And I know the idea is to not transform the interior layout, but I don't know. You guys are gonna have to let me know if you're gonna let me do that. If you guys give me the A-OK in the comment section below to transform the interior completely, then I'll go ahead and do it. Or I'll try to at least keep as many things as possible. I feel like that's a good compromise. But yeah, we're basically just wrapping up the exterior, just finishing up the right side with a bunch of the same elements that we've used in the left side. So those giant windows, floor to ceiling windows, and then the little modern element that I have, it's like a basic shape wall with a little window carved into it. I don't really know what you call that, but we're just gonna copy and paste that over. And then also just raising up all of the walls just so they meet the roof. And once I got that done, it looks something like this, which I was really happy with. And all that was left to do was color and then do some final details on the roofing. And you guys know me with color. I'm so great at coloring. So the most I could do was go on Pinterest and reference some mid-century modern home vibes. And they really seem to like this orangey brownish color along with this gray and black color. To be honest, I'm still not sure if I understand all the architecture eras. You know, as an architecture student, maybe I should, but oh well. Oh yeah, and aside from coloring, I redid some of the pavement out at the front and also some of the gardening. I kind of went for this Japanese style garden, just one that wraps around the entire house and it's kind of organized. Still not sure if it's mid-century modern because I don't know what mid-century modern is, but I think it looks good and I think that's all that matters. It's definitely a step up from what it was before. But low-key for coloring, I think I should get an expert to do this. All right, I need you to color just the wood part, because I can't figure out a color that fits nicely. So I'm gonna give you perms real quick.
All right. Honestly, maybe even like a birch.
Yeah.
Like, wait, this one might cook.
Yo, this one might cook.
This one's kind of well. This is
like
like
nicely, but it looks washed at the same time.
Very neutral. Wait, this one is kind of a reach, but
too gray.
Okay.
It needs to be like the pop of the house. Okay, that kind of blends in with the grass.
Focal point.
Yeah, focal point.
There's this. Oh, the super dark one is. It's kind of nice though.
How about cloudy gray? Too gray?
This one's not bad, honestly. Like it's birch.
I still would prefer like a warmer tone. You know, linen did work.
Wait, linen did work?
Like linen actually worked with the house. I just didn't want to use linen.
Yeah, I always try to avoid the basic colors.
Maybe a little brighter than this.
I like the birch one.
I'm gonna paint the car.
Okay.
Look at my beautiful Mustang.
That's a Mustang? I thought that was a Dodge Challenger.
No, it's a Mustang. It looks so sick with the house though. Oh my god.
Yeah, it actually looks good. You need more gardening. Like, let me put some flowers.
No.
Okay, I'll just put green shrubs.
Okay.
Why don't you want flowers, man?
Okay, fine. We can flower it up. What
if I did like decal flowers?
No decal flowers.
That were just green.
No.
Oh my god, bruh.
We need to lay emphasis on the house.
It will. It's like face framing. It frames the house. Like white flowers.
I gave this thing like enough of a facelift. Yo, wait. When we did the what's it called? The rating houses, people use these ones. Feel the flowers.
Yeah, I love those ones. They're so nice.
Let's use these. I just don't know how to use them properly.
Don't worry, Habibta.
Oh my god.
Daddy's home.
Do not say that to me again.
I'm gonna put better flowers.
Lawnmower. Oh, lawnmower is actually very mid-century modern.
Yeah, I feel like you always see like some 70s dude mowing his lawn.
Yeah, we're probably thinking about the same guy. His name's probably Bob.
Yeah, he's got like a beard and he's like kind of short, little chub.
Blue collar shirt, outside, shorts, khaki shorts.
Yeah, with the button up.
Super red tan.
The farmer's tan.
Yeah. Wait a second. And then you can...
Remember when people used to glitch that to make like custom... Oh my... What the hell is going on?
Oh my god. Oh, you can't go more than this. I have billions of bags of soil. Everything about it is perfect. The slants.
Absolutely stunning.
Look at that.
Although it needs some decals. Can I
No,
put a
no,
decal
no,
plant?
no. It's fine as is without decals.
Bruh, but a decal plant would really help, like a bush.
No. See, I know I'm corrupt, but you're corrupt.
Um.
We cannot destroy the nature of this naturally
Oh wait, you should make
aspirated
the.
Bloxburg build.
Remember the basic shape build hack you did with the logs, like the 2 circular cylinders here.
What?
Listen.
You want me
Watch.
to put logs in a mid-century modern house?
Yeah, in the trees.
No.
Watch.
That's so cottage core.
No, Habibta, this is for camping.
What? I think the planter's kind of distracting.
Oh my god, bro.
I think we should move it.
I think we should move your attitude.
No, I think it's just a giant white bowl in the middle of nowhere. I like the logs now. I think we should chuck the planter. I'm gonna move that to the
So
back.
should I put the logs there instead?
No. We should put the logs where
The trees are?
at the side of the house. You know, in the Avengers movie, Age of Ultron, when Chris Evans rips apart the log, we should put
Oh,
it that
yeah.
far from the house.
This NPC, bro.
Have you seen the garbage that was the first one?
Oh yeah, that one. Didn't you make that one, bro? If they asked me to make a starter home, I'd be like,
Good luck.
I don't think I could deliver. Because you can't use decals. You can't really use basic shapes or custom stuff.
I use basic shapes in this.
Did you make custom chairs and stuff?
No, the roof.
Oh. Oh, they let
Or
you
it's
do
a
that?
structural.
Oh.
Everything else is like bing bang boom. Alright, so with Noel finishing up the colors and pretty much just painting the rest of it, the entire exterior of the house is pretty much complete. And I don't think it's worth that much going around and just touring it. I mean, it's just the shell of the home. I guess we'll take a look at the interior so I can show you that I have not deleted any of the wall. Actually, no, I deleted 2 walls, but that's just for thumbnail purposes. Like, they can still go here. So yeah, like I said earlier, oh my god, that is a beautiful living room. But yeah, like I said earlier, if you guys let me demolish the interior but try to keep some of the walls and stuff, then I'll demolish the interior and redo it and make it a lot better. But that's up to you guys, so you guys let me know in the comment section below. Oh yeah, there's also a basement that I have to do. But yeah, this is pretty much the entire house. I don't think I painted these walls, but I'll paint them in a sec. It honestly does seem a lot more spacious than I thought it would be, and I would really love to get some sliding doors that are just floor to ceiling height. But yeah, just stepping around to the back here, here's a nice backyard, and I need to fix that kitchen. And here's the back side of the house, nothing too special. And then over here, here's the garage, here's the overhang that looms over the Mustang, and that's pretty much it. I think it's definitely 100% better, maybe 200% better. I don't know, I just wish Bloxburg would publish this instead. But yeah,